Page 44, Round O. That's not really the name. It's a very, very old piece. If you look up Henry Purcell, the person who wrote the piece, you'll find he lived a long time ago. Let's look this over because it sure has a lot of notes in it. It's 2 pages long. It's actually a little longer than that because it's got a repeat sign, but there's 2 pages of music to learn. Treble and bass clef, 1 flat in the key signature, so it's either an F major or D minor. If we look at the end, we're ending here, kind of on a D minor, and figure it's in D minor. But do the scales and arpeggios for both, F major and D minor, and 3/4 time signature. Now I'd like to try and connect these notes with the fingers if I can, and we have multiple voices going on, so it's kind of important that we hold the notes down for the full time. Now the temptation here, I'm guessing 99% of the people, when they would play something like this, they would automatically pedal it, and they would pedal everything. I'm encouraging you to try and learn to play this without pedal. I mean, when you first learn it, you'd learn it without pedal anyway, I hope. But I'm hoping that you can perform it without pedal, that you do everything with the hands. So right hand first, you just have a chord. If you take the first 4 notes here, it's just a D minor chord. But I want to connect them as if I'm doing the arpeggios, I can do this. That, because if you're doing arpeggios 2 octaves or more, you get this. You turn a little bit. Relax. If you can't do that, then change it so maybe it's a 2, 4, 1. And then you can do that. 2. You can do it that way. Otherwise, do the fingering in the book is fine. 1 and second measure. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then we got a bunch of broken chords. And in measure 4, I'm using 3rd finger. I want to connect it. And then I can come down. 4. If you can't be up here, you got to do that. And measure 6, 2, 4, here. This way, I can use 3rd finger. I can connect the notes. Like so. Measure 9, now we're in an F major, same key signature, but relative major. And they say here and 2. No, that's just terrible. We don't want to do that. I'm going to basically the same fingering at the beginning. Here, 3, and then 1, and then 3. This way I'm in position for the measure on measure 10, 1, 3. And then reach down. I can't really reach that. You have to do that. But on measure 12, you can use 5th finger on that going up if you want. That's okay. You notice it's a sequence. Pick up to measure 13. And again. And again. It's a sequence going up. Now we more or less fingered them all the same. We had to accommodate the black keys on. Left hand, well, the left hand's got multiple voices, and again, we want to hold those down as long as they're supposed to be. At the beginning, they've got like a 3. Hold it down as you do that, then do that. So I got 2 notes down here. After the first beat is 2 notes down. Here, here, and then here, and then here. Hold that down. Yeah, I ran out of fingers. I'd like to connect that. If I could, to do that, I need 2nd finger at the beginning, not 3. So it's here, here, here. Now I can hold that down. Measure 7, hold the bottom note down, the quarter notes. The thumb can do the others. And you get this throughout, the 2 voices in the left hand. So once I have the hands worked out and fingering for each one, then I try putting them together, and I'll hesitate. That's okay. It's just here, here, and then here. These are down, and then these are down, and then here. You get the idea? It's all the way through. Now once I get the hands put together, then I'll go over it in just a few measures at a time, and I'll work out the hesitations. And this piece, it's rather long. Keep in mind that you don't want to keep starting at the beginning and just going through it. You'll waste a lot of time, and you may never get the end of it learned. Take a little piece of it, like maybe the first line. Get that without hesitations. You can go slow, just no hesitations. And you think you've got it, put it aside, stop playing it now for a while, then go to the next. You don't have to do it a line at a time, it's up to you. You could do it 2 lines at a time or whatever. But once you have it, that part of it down, put it aside and then focus on another part. Don't keep playing what you can play when you're trying to learn new stuff. Focus on the new stuff. Then once I have all the hesitations worked out, I'll add the articulation, and this is pretty connected here. You can lift up if you want. Lift up, lift up, as though they're phrases. And the left hand, I'd connect it all the way through. Connect it all the way through. So at the second measure here, for the phrase, but I'm connecting that. Lift up. Lift up here. So I'm lifting up for the phrasing. Now on measure 32, we have a trill. I learn it without the trill first, so that measure is here. See those 30-second notes? 2 32nd notes equals 1/16th note. That's why it's here. So the measure, like so. Now I just need to add the trill, because those 2 32nd notes is just a turn at the end of the trill. They've written them out for you. A lot of publishers wouldn't do that. They just give you the trill, and it's up to you to know to put in a turn at the end of it. A trill, remember, is 2 notes alternating. You play the note in the music and the next note up in the scale, whatever it is. If they want to alter that note, they'll put in a sharp or a flat or something. And you just alternate them, stay loose, and do it rhythmically. And I would start the trill on the upper note, so it's here, here. So now if you can't do that many notes because it's quick, then you do that. So that measure that. And considering this goes a little faster than I don't know. Depends on how many notes you can do that. You don't have to trill real fast. It's just a little ornament stuck on the end to end that phrase, in that section actually. If you can't do that many notes, do 2. Do that. That's a little, it'd be nice if you could do at least 4. And then something like that. That's fine. So once I have the articulation in and the trill and whatnot, then I add the dynamics, and this applies to the melody here. Very loud, 4. Very loud. The left hand is in the background. And then measure 9. Now you're soft. And you can read the dynamics, put in the dynamics. Just know that it applies to the right hand. Now in measure 13 and 14, you get that poco a poco crescendo. It means get louder little by little. You're soft there. In measure 13, you're soft. We're starting measure 14 soft, and we're going to go up to loud for measure 17, but I don't want to get loud until measure 17, so I got to plan this out. So I can just take maybe a measure at a time, just get a little louder on each measure. So measure 14 is soft, a little louder, louder. Now I'm loud, like so. You plan it out. If you don't plan it out, you'll be loud by measure 14 or 15. And then finally the speed is maestoso. This is grand, majestic. You know, it's not super duper fast.